Dear fans, friends, and subscribers, welcome to your favorite show, the Cricket Happening Show. And today on this Cricket Happening Show, not only it's going to be some cricket match summaries, but also there is some really some very, I would say not very good news, but definitely a news that let me just tell you, just start off with that by saying that the Indian skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who has retired from Test and is right now captaining India in T20s and ODIs, has decided that enough is enough, and he has decided that he no longer would be the captain in the T20s and ODIs. So that is the breaking news which is coming in from India. Dhoni has said that he feels that this is the right time for him to leave the team, and the sense he is still available for selection as a wicketkeeper batsman. But as far as T20 captaincy is concerned, the Indian skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who has really changed the face of India as far as cricket is concerned with his very intelligent captaincy, and has really brought India a lot of glories, and he has decided that this is time for him to actually cede the captaincy to probably Virat Kohli, and he has decided that he no longer would be captaining the Indian team in any format of the game. So that is something which definitely, I know there's a lot of reaction coming in from India that whether that was the right decision, but Dhoni has decided that's about it for him. And when Dhoni does something, one knows that he does it with conviction, and he might know what are the best reasons for that. Because considering him to be a most intelligent captain India has ever produced in Test history, one could say. Well, now, so that is one thing, and also the Afghanistan player Nowroz Mangal has also retired from cricket. He has decided that he is going to be concentrating on coaching the Afghan cricket team. So that is some news which is coming in. So, but as far as the match summaries are concerned, first we will be heading off to the Australia versus Pakistan game. And I have to say that right now, while I'm talking to you here on the third day, I do see that the covers are still in place on the pitch here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, and rain has interrupted play. So rain has delayed the start of play here on the third day of the final test match between Pakistan and Australia. And right now, just talking about what happened yesterday, Australia amassed a big total of 538 for 8 declared. It was spurred on by Handscomb, who got his second test century in only 4 test matches, 110 runs with 9 boundaries, and he got good support from the lower order from the Australian lower order, which helped him a great deal. So that is something, and the Pakistan were really set back by Josh Hazlewood in one particular over when he nipped both the openers. Nipped Shahjil Khan and Babar Azam, and after that it was a recovery which was staged by the experienced hand of Yunus Khan and Azhar Ali's very stodgy batting. So Pakistan finishing on 126 for 2, but they still have a long way to go, and their first task will be to save the follow-on, which is 338. Well, so now the other match, which is really getting very exciting. In fact, we are almost through to the last innings, and we are in for a result. As I said, predictably, the South Africans declared the innings closed at 224 for 7, thus setting the South Africans a target of 507 runs for victory on the third day. As I said, time is not a constraint at all in this particular test match here, but South Africa are faced with an onerous task of scoring 377 runs more. In fact, they were not 377, in fact they were 130 for 4. So basically they have to get 507 runs for victory, and they were struggling at 130 for 4. They had Angelo Matthews, the captain, and Chandimal at the crease, with some real defiance, one could say, and they would have the onerous task of taking their team home tomorrow. But definitely, one can say that South Africans are the ones who are looking favorites right now, and so that is something that we'll be looking at. So they still need 377 runs to actually win this test match, and so definitely we are coming to a conclusion tomorrow in this particular test match. I'll come back to that later, but right now the first thing that I'm going to do here is let's get on to the match between Australia and Pakistan. And the reason I say that is because the rain is still delayed, and let's have a look at the second day's play as to what happened. So Australia resuming their innings on their overnight score with Matt Renshaw in the middle and Handscomb at the other end. Matt Renshaw contributed 184 before Imran Khan got a ball which actually seamed back, and Matt Renshaw's stumps were disturbed, and Matt Renshaw was gone bowled by Imran Khan for a very, very good 184 with 20 boundaries. And Matt Renshaw, by scoring 184, has become the youngest Australian to score. Youngest Australian to score so many runs. In the sense, he has become the youngest Australian at this particular age to score such a big century. So 167 was the previous highest, and Matt Renshaw has overtaken that and contributed 184. And as I always say, it looks like Matt Renshaw probably would have booked this ticket for the tour of India, and I think he truly deserves it. And then the next thing that one was seeing here was that Handscomb was there in the middle, and Handscomb was the one who was joined in by Hilton Cartwright. Now Hilton Cartwright, what one saw of Hilton Cartwright was that he definitely was sure where his off stump was, and for a man who is so tall, he has a crouch stance, but definitely I would say he was meeting the ball with the bat very well, which was good to see. And also, it was a very, very really a very composed innings from Cartwright, where he composed an innings that gave very good support to Handscomb at the other end, who was there at the other end, and things were going pretty well. And with the presence of Carter, Handscomb was looking very, very good, and especially when I seen that Handscomb was very good on the sweep shot at Yasir Shah, and that is something that they would be looking at, because as you know, when Australia go to India, definitely they would be faced with turning tracks, and sweep shot is something that you have to have it on a repertoire to deal with the Indian spinners. And so I thought Handscomb did a fine job there as well, and Handscomb was doing a fine job. In fact, after Renshaw's departure, we saw another big partnership developing, but the partnership did not go to the 100 mark. In fact, it ended at 477. So basically, they almost, I would say, almost touched the 100 mark. In a 91 run partnership that happened between Handscomb. Handscomb was looking pretty good. His driving was very neat. He was immaculately behind the ball, and he was in no trouble at all. But Handscomb has this, and Handscomb and Cartwright were in the middle, and then finally we saw that Cartwright, after playing a good innings of 37 5 boundaries, was a victim of the bowling of Imran Khan, as Imran Khan disturbed his furniture. He was gone for 37, but on his debut, one could say that was a very good knock from Hilton Cartwright, which definitely it helped Australia a great deal. 37 5 boundaries. After that, Matthew Wade came in and started offering the support to Handscomb, and in his company, Handscomb went on to his second test century in only 4 matches, and he already has a record where every time he has gone out to bat, I think he has made a 50. So that is also another record that Handscomb holds. And Handscomb, as I said, was looking very, very impressive. I mean, he's only going from strength to strength. And Handscomb, I just don't even have an iota of a doubt that with this innings that he has played, that is with 2 centuries under his belt in 4 test matches, Handscomb is an absolute certainty for the Tour of India, Test Tour of India. So Handscomb's confident, but Handscomb has this habit of actually playing deep inside his crease, and that's what really brought his downfall. And look at the way Peter Handscomb got out. It is a very rare dismissal in Test cricket, and that's what precisely happened. At Wahab Riaz forced Handscomb to go on his back foot, and in the process, he disturbed his wicket, and up went the umpire's finger. Handscomb gone, hit wicket bowled Wahab Riaz for 110 with 9 boundaries. After that, Mitchell Starc was given instructions to go and have a go. He contributed a quick fire 16 with 2 sixes, and he was a victim of the bowling of Azhar Ali. Wade also went to Azhar Ali for 29 with 2 boundaries, and there came the declaration from the Australian captain as Australia declared on a massive score at 538 for 8 declared. Right now, the pitch does not look to be turning. There's not much in the pitch at all for the bowlers, one could say. That one is still waiting. Probably the 3rd day would be the day when probably one is going to see certain things happen. The bowling, Imran Khan was looking good yesterday, 2 for 111 for him, 3 for 89 for Wahab Riaz, 1 to Yasir Shah. Azhar Ali picked up 2 wickets for 70 with his 14 overs. Now, Pakistan in their first innings, replying, the opener started off, and one knows that Shahjeel Khan was made to debut in place of Sami Aslam. And Shahjeel Khan, to me, is more suited to T20 and one-day cricket because he likes to actually have a whack at the ball. Precisely Shahjeel Khan, I wouldn't say he was looking any bit comfortable, especially Josh Hazlewood, who was getting the ball to really talk. I mean, the way he bowled, he tested Shahjeel Khan with a few balls outside the off stump, and finally forced Shahjeel Khan to actually go and slash at a wide delivery, a delivery which was leaving him, and Shahjeel Khan obliged, and Matt Renshaw on the slips took a sharp catch, and Shahjeel Khan was gone for 4. And after that, in the same over, Josh Hazlewood gave a double joy to Australia when he got a beautiful delivery. What a delivery from Josh Hazlewood in the same over. With his 5th delivery, he claimed the wicket of Babar Azam. Babar Azam was trapped at the crease by Hazlewood with a ball that probably he thought would really go the other way, but instead the ball straight, and Babar Azam was trapped LBW for naught. So that made the score 6 for 2, and Pakistan were in deep trouble at 6 for 2. But Yunus Khan, the experienced bloke, walked in, and in the company of Azhar Ali. Azhar Ali, as you know, is a very stodgy opening player, and he was doing that to a nicety. As Yunus Khan joined him, Yunus Khan brought all his experience to the fore, and they stemmed they really, I would say, stemmed the rot that was happening after losing 2 quick wickets, as they saw off the Australian attack to score 126 for 2 at close of play, with Azhar Ali unbeaten on 58 with 5 boundaries. And Azhar Ali, let me tell you, he is having a great series here in Australia, because in 5 matches, Azhar Ali has got 382 runs. And also, let me tell you, the most number of runs made in a test series by a Pakistani batsman in Australia stands in the name of the former Pakistan opener Mohsin Khan, who made 390 runs in 9 innings. And here Azhar Ali has amassed 382 runs in just 5 matches. So Azhar Ali definitely seemed today, if he gets another 8 runs or 9 runs, he would have broken the record of Mohsin Khan. And definitely good luck to him, because Azhar Ali is the one who is looking much stronger, I would say. So that's the match situation. Pakistan finishing on 126 for 2. Yunus Khan was not out on 64 with 7 fours, which will give him a lots of confidence. And Hazelwood was the only wicket taker, 2 for 32. We didn't see any signs of any turn on the pitch right now. One is still waiting, as I said. Probably whether this is going to be the day today, one has to wait and watch. So let's head off from here and get off to the other match, which is between Sri Lanka and South Africa, and we are on day 3. As I said, time is always not a constraint here. There's a lot of time in this particular match. We are still in only the 3rd day, and South Africa resumed on their overnight score, and they took the score further, enabling du Plessis to declare the innings closed at 224 for 7. Today, one has to start off by saying that Suranga Lakmal was the one who was really making the ball move a great deal, and that resulted in his wickets. First he picked up the wicket of Stephen Cook by getting him caught by Karunaratne in the slips of the bowling of Lakmal for 30 with 3 boundaries, and the next to go was Hashim Amla, who has been really searching for form for the last 10 innings in test matches, and look at what Hashim Amla did. Hashim Amla pushing at a delivery from Lakmal, and he was caught behind for naught, and that was not good news for Hashim Amla. After that, we saw Lakmal, as I said, he was the one who was really giving headaches to the South African batsman as he was getting the ball to move, and that was really causing the downfall of the South African batsman there. As he also picked up Dhoni by getting him LBW ball Lakmal for 30 with 5 boundaries, and then Elgar was a victim of the bowling of Rangana Herath for 55 with 7 boundaries. And then we saw du Plessis contribute a brisk 41 of 5 balls, and again look at the man who has taken the wicket. It was Suranga Lakmal once again. So Suranga Lakmal was the best bowler, no doubt about it. Bavuma got himself run out for naught. Quinton de Kock's contribution was 29 with 4 boundaries. Lairu Kumara getting his first wicket in his 2nd innings here, and then finally when the declaration came, South Africa were 224 for 7. They were 507 runs ahead. Keshav Maharaj was not out on 20, 2 fours and 1 6, and Philander was not out on 15, and that was it to declare. But Suranga Lakmal was the one who really got the ball to do a lot. 19.5 overs, 2 maiden, 69 runs and 4 wickets. Lairu Kumara 1 for 62 and Herath 1 for 32. Now the target for Sri Lanka was 507 runs to actually go on and win the match. And look at what happened. The start was not good at all. It was first Philander finding the stumps of Karunaratne by clean bowling him for 6. So that was wicket number 1. So 507 runs to win. As I said, time was not a problem at all. They still have 2 full days left in this match. And Kushal Mendes he hit 1 boundary, and that was it for Kushal Mendes. Philander got him to edge a delivery. It was caught by Elgar for 4, which made it 25 for 2. And then Kushal Silva who was trying to really root himself at the crease here, but in the process Kagiso Rabada was the one who actually got his wicket by hurling some short stuff on him, and Kaushal Silva was gone, caught by Cook with the bowling of Rabada for 29 with 2 boundaries. And Dhananjay De Silva, who came up the order once again, also could not contribute much. His contribution was only 22 with 2 fours and 1 6, falling a victim to Rabada, as the score read 69 for 4, and it definitely required someone to stand there at the crease, and that came in the form of Angelo Matthews, who had some nice neat deflections down the leg side for some getting some runs there, and Chandimal was with him for company. And as I said, Sri Lanka was set a target of 507 runs, and they closed the day on the 3rd day at 130 for 4, with Matthews not out 29, 4 boundaries, Chandimal not out 28, 3 boundaries, and now their task tomorrow would be to score 377 runs for victory, or else South Africa will be taking the series. As you know, this is the 2nd test match and they would have taken the series. But it looks like still right now one could say that Sri Lanka could still fight it out. They have Angelo Matthews' experience. Chandimal is an experienced person as well. They have Taranga, who can also bring in his experience, and then they have the old warhorse Rangana Herath there. So it will all revolve around these four players if they can really push it and see what best they can do to actually delay the South African victory. Other than that, 2 for 34 for Philander and 2 for 22 for Rabada. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I'm just going to wind up this cricket show for today by saying good night to you all, and see you tomorrow on my next Cricket Happening show. Till such time, it's good night.